Hi, I'm Gong,
I'm Bright Star.
and we're here with Spirituality Beyond Borders, awakening to a new understanding of God. And let's jump in the waters. Swim. Today I wanted to share with you a story that was transformational for me, but in light of two things. Number one, a new understanding of God. And then we might say, who cares? How is it of practical value to us in the lives that we live and the journey that we're on? So the first thing in terms of a new understanding, think of God for this moment, for this story, as consciousness. And if there's an all consciousness and there's a consciousness in me, that I can invite that greater consciousness in to help me see more and be aware of more, what's happening in any given moment, but also to look into the wounding that I have inside myself in the past. So I may get an insight, may cast light into those wounds or shadows that we all tend to carry, and help to illuminate, set me free, and expand my vision as to what actually happened, so that I don't carry with me a memory that's heavy and dark, and may not be based on the full perceptions of what happened. And the story that I'm telling you is a story such as that, and it's something that, since this insight and revelation, it broke me free. It gives me more room to breathe, more room to live, because I don't have to carry some of those burdens that I'd been carrying with me my whole life. So now let's make it practical. I was in a meditation and I was aware of the pain that I'd been carrying with me my whole life, based around being given to a foster home. My parents were both drug addicts and couldn't take care of me, and ended up giving me to a foster home. And they were very religious people, and so they beat, and I would say also abused, me and my brother during the time we were there. Of course, they thought they were doing a work for God. Spare the rod, spoil the child. And my journey had been to be able to forgive them, and part of my forgiveness was based on the idea that I didn't know everything that they went through in life, and that they must have experienced their own wounds, and that their wounding of me came out of the wounds that they had experienced. As they say, hurting people hurt people. It doesn't make it right, especially to a child. And I never felt that I was excusing or saying that it was okay. But I forgave them so that I could be free of the burden. And to some degree, I was free of that burden through that forgiveness. But as I went back and looked at it, now inviting the light of God, or an expanded consciousness, to look into my heart, to see where I'm still blocked, where I'm still carrying those wounds, where there's pockets of darkness in my memory that I end up having to carry with me everywhere I go, and it's heavy. I looked deeper, and the deeper was to say, yes, you have identified what they did wrong to you. You have identified what they didn't do for you. But you never really looked at what they did do for you, and where there might be room for you to actually be grateful for what they did. Well, as you know, when there's something that you don't forgive, something like that can be make your skin crawl, and you don't want to go there. Most people don't even want to go into forgiveness. But at this point I said, let me explore that. And God or greater consciousness shined a light into the fact that they, by taking me and my brother, had been in a sense of salvation for us. My parents were going nowhere fast, and our future was going to be devastating. And they took us at a time that allowed my mom to go into recovery and to recover and to eventually come back to life, and to also to come back and regain custody of me and my brother. So I felt a sense of gratitude for that. I realized that they provided us with things that we never had because we didn't have proper food, we didn't have proper clothing, we didn't have any things. We're often without a place to live. I was often found wandering the streets. They provided me with a home. They provided me with clothes. They provided me with food. They provided me with toys. They provided me with everything that I would have never had without them. And also a lot of good memories that I never remembered because I was focusing on the bad memories. And I felt gratitude for that. And then I always thought in the back of my mind, out of my bitterness, like, they must have done this for the money. And then I realized no one takes in two boys, children of drug addicts, into their home, and they were ready to adopt us. They were going to care for us for the rest of our lives. You don't do that just for the money. There has to be a bigger heart involved. And then lastly, when my mom came back and we went to a court hearing, and I testified that I wanted to live with my mom, and I was eventually, she was given custody of us. I remember on that day when we came back that the foster mother, who was the one who took care of us, so was solely responsible for the abuse that I had experienced, I heard her crying in the other room. And I thought to myself, I was bewildered. I'm like, she never cared about me. Why is she crying? I thought she must be faking it. But in this new light, I saw, no, those were real tears. She loved me and my brother. She's just imperfect at expressing it. And again, though I forgave her, I'm not forgiving the things that she did. But in a bigger context, I can be gracious enough to have compassion on the pain of who she was and what she thought was right and how she was struggling to do the very best she could. And that gratitude for the things that they did do set me free in a way that I haven't been free all these years. Even after forgiving them, I never took the time to be grateful for the things that they did do. I never saw the full light. So we can look at God a lot of different ways. I don't look at God as someone to come into my life and make everything go my way. But I look at it as a greater awareness that helped me see the bigger picture and help me see into the truth that I sometimes can't see, and therefore to set me free, as it says, as the Master said, know the truth, and the truth will set you free.